Now let's review the most important information we have got from the video, the text, and also from your discussion with your colleagues. We learned that a reservoir is a storage location of water on Earth. Reservoirs of water includes oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, glaciers, soil, rock, living things, and the atmosphere. The main processes that move water among these reservoirs are evaporation, condensation, precipitation, collection, and runoff. Also, water can be pulled downward by gravity, pushed upward by bouncy, and moved by wind. The most important source of energy that drives the water cycle is the sun. Finally, the basic forces that drive the water cycle are gravity and bouncy. Let's move to the next activity. Imagine you are walking to school in the morning and you see some plants beside the road. Look closely at the leaves of these plants. Guess what you may see? Yes, perhaps you will see some drops of water on the leaves. Sometimes in the early morning or at night, you may not see well because of the fog in the air. Why does this happen? Do these phenomena relate to the water cycle on the Earth? We will answer this question through our activity. Observe like a scientist. The activity title is Energy and Water. In this activity, we are going to study the relationship between energy, atmosphere, and the water cycle in the Earth. To explore this relationship, let's carry out this simple experiment. First, bring 2 samples of leafy plants. Leafy plants are plants that have leaves like these. Try to choose one plant that has the bigger leaf than the other plant. Then, tie a plastic bag around a leaf on each plant. And secure the bag with a rubber band. We can name one plant with plant 1 and the other one we will name it plant 2. We will put one in the direct sunlight and the other, which is number 2, we will place it in the shade. What is your prediction for this experiment? For me, I predict that the leaf may turn brown and appear as it is burned and may fall off. And I also think that the water might be formed inside of the bag. What about the size of the leaf? Do you think it will make a difference to the outcome? Yes, larger leaves will lose more water in the bag. Do you know why we put one plant in direct sunlight and the other one in the shade? To see how the sun's energy affects how much transpiration takes place in this class, you can do this simple experiment. Observe the plants after 10 minutes and record your observations. As a class on a short paper, you can observe and record observations again at the end of the class. That's what I did. I prepared the samples before we started, and this is the result. Let's check and compare the 2 plants. Plant 1, as you see, has drops of water in the plastic bag, but plant 2 does not have. That's okay. Let's record these observations and put the plants again in their places. Then, return to check them at the end of this episode. Now, let's check the activity on our textbook. first, I want to ask you a question. Do you know the atmosphere that covers the Earth? What is there in the atmosphere? Yes, it's the air. Does the air move or stay still? Of course, it moves. Okay, we learned that the water also moves because of the water cycle. Because when water gains thermal energy, it turns into water vapor. So it moves from one place to another with the air motion. So there is a relation between the air motion and the water cycle.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.